It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. It's Pat. Good morning. Have a nice holiday. What I have to do, however, is sever from this. I will leave you able to send an email or anything like that. I'll leave it open, but I do have to sever. I sever because you use the term you owe. I'm in New England, and I respected my father. He married somebody from New England, and I respect his family, minus Ellie, that I don't feel handled this properly. I am for my mother. I am only for somebody from Connecticut. If there were not somebody here available to me, Stephen Kotler must call me directly if he wishes to speak to me. I never severed from him in terms of how I felt and the opportunity thereof. I am honorable, I am ethical as best I can, but I must sever. That bill has to be paid. The balance in savings is still low, and I have to balance that account. I cannot go bankrupt. I don't feel I owed anybody. I was stopped in terms of being able to work and have any mail in my life. I do not believe in those Catholic philosophies of ruination, and I do feel with assertiveness that those were my strengths. Now, not everybody, I do believe not everybody can do everything. They have to be taught something. They have to be embellished on. The blacks are the closest to musically that I've seen that don't need a whole lot of training. And everybody else needs some sort of training. I have to sever from that yoke because I'm in New England. My father came from Texas, and those two Podrazas have the intellect to read what I sent them. Now, I am not for Ellie on how that was handled. And that is where that's at. She could have worked in a soda fountain. She could have worked in a store that taught how to handle vegetables. She could have done anything honorably. Not all supplements are takeable. Now, I don't know what to say on that subject matter. I'm taking what is that coastal wellness. Currently, I do feel I should have somebody that understands that field. Counseling is still where I should be. This is my home. I tried to keep it, and my son tried to help me. I have to have a gentleman in it that understands me totally and is empathic due to what I said. I feel they were or have been my strengths. And the male has to understand that I am living, I have a future, and I can give him what I can give him to the best of my ability. And he has to see worth in what I am, and the potential and what was. I don't want to hear any more denigration from an element at all. And I don't like being laughed at. I wouldn't have done it to anybody. Somebody wants to sing in church, more belt it out. And I'm going to tell you, I feel what I have felt, that those have been my strengths. And I will not denigrate a musician that needs music also. I had anxieties, and I'm not docking myself for the humility, but I must have enough self-respect to have said what I said this morning. I don't trust the you all. But please pay the bill. At that dating service, somebody was not operating correctly in that. I need that paid. The 120 is in the mail, and I need that stopped. I will leave the email able to be utilized, and I will leave the phone that way. But those are my criteria, and I will not back off. I feel that's my right to have hope. I don't know whether I was betrayed, but nobody's in here, and I am angry with and I do not feel technically, other than somebody who was in the hooking, somebody got her out of it, and she never entered it again. I do not feel for the hooking industry other than those terms. And it took me a long time to think through that also. That's how I view it. Any field is respected by me. And man, I don't know whether I would have been a good waitress, but I've dealt with a waitress that was kind and one that tried to explain it to me. I don't know. I haven't done every industry, but I know that I've appreciated the cooks, the short order, waitresses, and their hard work. And I'm tired. He denigrated. It's Podraza. I don't want to criticize anything. I thank you for that knowledge. I've sent the 120. That balances is not right. I have to deal with that. I cannot afford any more money. I am thankful for the Social Security. I have to say goodbye nicely to you. That is all I want to talk about. I need a husband. Anyone who's willing to, in terms of what I require, has to pick up the phone, knock on the door, happen to run into me. That is where this is at this point in time. I am angry at his speech pattern, and I don't want that done to me, and I don't want any kind of motor mouth ever done to me again. I don't stand behind motor mouth. However, that's what I call a certain element, motor mouth. I literally can shift gears a little more quickly. Also, I have to block this again. Have a beautiful life. You should be receiving the 120, and that has to stop at that bank. I don't owe the government anything. I should have been employed, and I should have had a husband all of those years. I have told you what I felt I had talent in, and it was in my book, other than learning through life, wasted. Have a good life. And I certainly do not believe in their psychics. That chair goes down, and I can't go down to the ground. I think they're satanic nature, and that is how I view it. That finishes off my summation. I have been hit on that subject also. I feel I had ability in all of the above, and I will not negate it. I still feel the same loyalty toward Chad Gifford, but that is where I should have hung my hat, and that is it in a nutshell. Now I work both sides of the mind, cognitive, legal element, but I hang my hat, and I'm angry with anybody on that within the counseling element. That is my field, along with being cognitive, and I'm telling you, I have the capacity to work both sides of my brain. Now, please, I don't mean to sound arrogant. I feel that is absolutely correct. You have a beautiful day. I am looking forward to the words on that. It's all blurred on my machine there. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. That is said firmly from the fact I have to have a positive self-esteem and image, and I feel that I don't want the rest of my life railroaded. And that's where we're at. Have a good day. I don't mean to denigrate your mother. She was a good woman, and she tried to be loyal to me in that restaurant and not denigrate me, an outstanding waitress. I don't denigrate anybody's field. I just required somebody who understood me and why I have felt what I have felt. And that is it. I would have come back here and mourned, no male in it, talking to me, meeting me, who doesn't understand what I just said to you. You have a beautiful day, and thank you for that help. And actually, since I haven't had it out loud, I respect your telling me the truth as you can have it. I have only a little bit. I have to speak to Lee sometime this week. Get in a shower. The pizza that I'll enjoy tomorrow. Peanut butter and bacon today, and enjoy it and what I was eating. You have a beautiful day. That is my summation on myself. I could not memorize lines. I had too much anxiety. And I do understand those who played in an orchestra, I've watched them, played beautifully, who had to read music. I really do respect that, because I would have had to have read it. Whether I heard it correctly in my head. You have a beautiful day.